There was a little bit of an internet controversy that happened recently. What happened was there was a Young Turks video. Anna Kasparian did a video for the Young Turks, and it focused on criminal justice. We'll get into that in a second. Alec Karakatsanis, who is a lawyer and the founder and executive director of Civil Rights Corps, he tweeted in response to this video. I've never seen the Young Turk show, but several people have sent me videos of this person recently. I've rarely seen a more confused and dishonest presentation of public safety issues. It's a mix of false police union propaganda and profound ignorance. And then he did another tweet. I'd be happy to help curate a panel to educate the Young Turks and or debate Anna Kasparian or anybody else. It seems important to correct such dangerous right-wing propaganda about the role of the criminal punishment bureaucracy in our society. And then Anna responded, I don't think there's much to debate. A violent criminal who was charged with kidnapping and beating his partner was released from prison one day after he got a 180-day prison sentence and then proceeded to murder a cop during a botched robbery. And then you, Alex, responded with your own tweet, billionaire-backed liberals are weaponizing crime for short-term political gain. Willie Horton much? So we're going to watch this video because basically, since they're not going to do a debate, we can do a proxy debate between you and Anna. But what do you mean by can you tell? Not everyone knows who Willie Horton is.
Oh, okay. So
and then we'll do the video,
Willie Horton was someone who had been incarcerated for a serious crime and was part of an extremely successful furlough program in Massachusetts. This is in the 1980s. That was had a lot of evidence showing that it was helping people transition back into society in a way that was reducing recidivism. In other words, reducing the number of crimes that normally people commit when they get out of jail or prison. But Massachusetts Governor Dukakis was running for president, and the first George Bush, under the direction of Lee Atwater, one of his political advisors, orchestrated a set of ads accusing Dukakis of being so-called, soft on crime and releasing these Willie Hortons out on the community to do rape and mayhem. And of course, Willie Horton was Black, and this was made very clear in the videos and commercials that were distributed. And a lot of people think it played a major role in undermining the Dukakis campaign. And it was basically a racist campaign of using, crime to mobilize racialized fear.
And so how does this relate to this exchange?
Okay, so the issue here is that the Democratic Party has made a decision about political strategy for the midterm elections. And that is that they're going to go hard on being, quote unquote, tough on crime to try to neutralize any potential right-wing attacks on them for supporting, defund the police, which they did not in any way.
Right? If only.
Yeah, if only. And so they've decided to basically throw poor communities, and especially poor communities of color, under the bus for their short-term political gain. And so I think, and this is just my speculation, but we hear this circulating in Washington, right, is that the Democratic establishment is putting a boot to the neck of everyone they can, telling them that we are now so-called tough on crime, that we're against any reforms, and we need everyone to get in line. And I think that's what the Young Turks are responding to here. Why are they choosing this issue to even talk about? All of a sudden, they're ginning up all this talk about how we got to get tough on crime. And I think it's just a cynical mobilization of crime for political purposes. And what was distressing to me about this whole thing with the Young Turks is that, in the past, they have been a voice that's also been critical of the Democratic leadership in some important ways that I really support. And it was very disappointing to me to see them adopt the kind of Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden line on this. And I think it's unnecessary. And I think it shows a kind of willingness to sell poor and African American communities down the river for short-term political gain. I think that they have a race problem with this, right? In particular, in relationship to African American communities, and the fact that they're not willing to have people like Derica Purnell from St. Louis or Kayla Reed from St. Louis, African American women at the front of this struggle, on to talk about how misguided this politics is a real problem for them.